Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live. Season 2, Episode 3 starts right now. How's everybody doing tonight? Cole Somerville, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. Mr. Bill Thomas, how are you this evening? It is Tuesday. We got a good lineup of stuff to talk about tonight. Finally got a little bit of my issues solved with using live stream. Joan Shots. Brad, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. I'm using it's called Camera with on Chrome, and I'm not having any issues, so that's good. Mitch, welcome. Floyd, welcome. Glad you guys made it tonight. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of news. Peter Carroll, welcome. Otto, Mike, welcome. Got a lot going on. Absolutely got a lot going on here. Robert, welcome. Peter, welcome. It is chilly down here. Well, there's my beautiful wife. She is on tonight as well, too. It is chilly down in Florida. It was 38 on Monday. Andre, welcome. Rich Beard, welcome. It was 38 degrees on Monday. It was real chilly yesterday. Yeah. So, but got some things I wanted to get started here. Very hot in Australia. David Ma, welcome. It was 2 today, Cole. Yeah, I know my kids live up in Ohio, so and I know one of my good friends, Ron Brown. He lives in New Jersey, and he's talking about coming down to Florida. I told you guys are 4 degrees, Mike. Ouch. That's just an ouch. Chambersburg. I have a friend, Cole, I have a friend from college who was born and raised in Chambersburg. You might know him. What do you kids think of you doing YouTube? They love it. They think it's great. DJS61, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. Want to start off the show. You guys probably remember about, I think, yeah, it was episode 1. Rick Halber, welcome. It was episode 1, and we were talking about the new DJI Smart Controller, and we talked about third-party apps and how I said that third-party apps were not able to be used. And I want to issue an official apology to 2 of my good friends out there, to Mel, 400 AGL, and also to Ash from Droning On. They were definitely correct with that. Oh, Northeast Ohio. Okay, yeah, I bet they did. Floyd. I want to issue an apology to both of you guys. You were correct. The new controller does take third-party apps. You can use that. So again, to Mel and to Ash, my apologies to you guys. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that greatly. Second of all, I want to thank my good friend, and I know he's on right now, Mr. Bill Thomas. I was privileged to be a part of Bill Taylor. Welcome. Thank you, sweetheart. I was privileged to be a part of a tribute show to Heath Lawrence last week, and I want to thank Mr. Bill Thomas for that. And Bill, if you could drop a link in the description for last week's show. We had a couple of friends of Heath's on, Brian and John. I know they were on with Bill before on Drum Therapy. Wonderful guys. And if you can, Brian, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. And if you guys can check out this broadcast, it is fantastic. It is a wonderful tribute to a great guy. And what was real interesting, and I wanted to share this with you guys, at first, the name Heath Lawrence just didn't ring any bells to me or anything. And then it hit me like a light. You guys know my very first drone was an Autel X-Star Premium. And what was real interesting was I was having some battery concerns and questions. And in fact, Autel replaced the battery for me for free, which was great. They said, keep your other one, we'll send you another one. And the reason I found that out was I got onto one of the pages on Facebook, lo and behold, and guess who it was? I remember what it was. It was Heath. And I said, Keith, I'm a newbie. I don't know squat. He could not have been nicer to me. He was fantastic. And I shared this on the show. It just really impressed me how he answered me in unbelievable paragraphs. He said, don't ever be embarrassed, because a lot of times when you jump on forums, you say you're a newbie, yikes, look out. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be a part of it. And, it can get pretty ugly. Well, he was great. And also, I'm sure I'll go ahead and I'll definitely post a link in the description after the show for that episode. It was great. And Bill closed it with about a 10-minute clip from Heath, and it was fantastic. You guys need to watch that. Also, Luis Alberto, welcome. Also, please remember there is a GoFundMe for Heath's family. They do need your help. His wife was on last week during the chat, and she indicated they do need that help. So please, if you can, give to that $5, $1, anything. Make sure you do that to help them out. So I do encourage you to do that. The other thing I wanted to talk about too was, I know, I don't know if Lloyd Mendenhall's on, Jim Crennan. Jim sent me the nicest note last week after the show. And Jim, we're thinking of you. We're praying for you. I'm definitely, and Lloyd, if you're on, if you could drop a link for his GoFundMe in the description, that would be great. If not, I'll make sure I get it in the description, or in the chat. I'll make sure I get it in the description after the show tonight. Jim really needs our help. He's Harry Barbosa, welcome. Jim really needs our help tonight. He's a great guy. You read his story and it breaks your heart. It gets you right there. And, he's just a wonderful guy, and God bless Lloyd. Lloyd is just, he has a wonderful heart for people. He really does. It's just absolutely fantastic. Can't say enough about that. And also, I want to throw in, Art is having a great time. I want to thank each and every one of you who contributed anything towards Art. He is enjoying his Mavic Air. He's done several videos on it. You guys need to check some of those videos out. He is having a blast. He was on vacation last week, and I think the weather was fine. He went out a few times with it, took it up, took some great shots, some great scenery. He is loving it. So kudos to everybody for doing that. Make sure he's on Saturday night, and I believe it's at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So if you can, make sure you get out there and watch him. I believe he's using vMix right now for his live stream. I watched the replay. I couldn't catch. Alan, welcome. Glad you joined tonight. I couldn't catch it live, but I did catch the replay, and it was a great show. Art has a great show. Yes, Lloyd has a heart of gold. He sure does, Rick. He sure does. He has a heart of gold, and that's fantastic. And Lloyd was telling me, he's the one that kind of clued me in onto Art as well too. Yeah, it's just Mel, you just joined. I wanted to go ahead and I'll say this again. I did talk about this at the beginning of the show. I wanted to issue an apology to both you and to Ash from joining on about the third-party apps. You were both right. They can be used on the controller. Thank you both for bringing that point up. And again, I am sorry for that. I do apologize. So, but just to continue, Art is having a fantastic time. He's enjoying it. Definitely go check him out. Check his YouTube channel out. He has several YouTube channels, by the way. He also fishes. He has a live show on Sundays. It's a political show on Facebook. So he is a busy guy. He just absolutely has so he loves life, and he's enjoying himself. So so there we go. So I'm going to get into the first topic tonight, and the first topic is going to be the controller. Now, you probably saw I did a live stream the other night. My good friend Harry, he's on the chat, Harry Barbosa, he pointed out to me that the FCC grant ID was approved on the 18th, which was Friday. So I got on. We did a couple-minute live show about that, and I said it's coming. I mean, I said you can count on getting that email link from DJI. Sure enough, An email link came out yesterday. Within 24 hours, they're sold out, gone. However, you can't, you could still get one. And the only way you can get one is if you get a combo with a Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic 2 Zoom. So it's pretty incredible. And the incredible thing that I think about all this, guys, and you can think about that. Yeah, you can't use the DJI Select 20% coupon. Yeah, that's, ask Bill Thomas from Coast to Coast Drones, Harry. He's absolutely spot on, and he's been having a running dialogue with DJI support about that. Yeah, you've been in a Twitter war for a week. That's absolutely right, Bill. You really have, and with good reason. Because think about it. You know, you pay, was it $49, $50 for DJI Select, and you expect to be able to use these coupons. In here, an accessory comes out. All right, it's an accessory. An accessory comes out for the Mavic 2. All right, I want to buy this accessory. Well, you can't use a coupon. Why? Well, it's not an accessory. Okay, then what is it? You know, and Bill's had this dialogue going on Twitter with DJI support, and kudos to you, Bill. You know, I hope, Lloyd, thank you for posting that link. I appreciate that. Guys, check out that link. Give $5 to Jim. Give $1 to Jim. He could sure use it. He really can. You know, and I'll definitely get that link in the description after we're done here too. Would you put the keyboard of a laptop above a screen? No. You're probably talking to somebody else, Brian. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. Oh, I know what you're saying about the controller. Yeah. That's just, you know, what's funny and what I find really funny, you know, a couple of things here. You know, number one, it was overwhelming. Everybody was like, price, no way. You know, knock off a couple of $100. I'll get it. Chris Hope, welcome. Knock off a couple $100. I'll get it. You know, not a problem. All right. But they sell out. They probably had a very limited, and I find that kind of, you know, not haha funny, but funny, because there were so many people. You're absolutely right, Brian. I agree. They should have put the screen on the top. As far as the placements on the controller is concerned, that's an excellent point. You know, they did do that. You know, they should have had more in stock. Right? There's just, you know, and I know my friend Ian, he's already got his, and you saw the wonderful video he did on that. And Ian, I know you watched this on the rebroadcast. Thank you so much for sending me that. Ian did a great job. And you guys, if you haven't checked out Ian's video from, you know, that I posted on my channel, please do so. He did a super job, and he used his Osmo Pocket to film it, you know. Yeah. So, you know, the other thing is, and, you know, Brian brought up a good point about the placement of the keyboard and the controls and everything on the controller. The other thing is, okay, and I think I saw somebody post it today, and I forget the name of it, but I think there is one case out there. I think Polar Pro makes a case that will fit the Mavic 2 Pro or Zoom with the new all-in-one remote. Okay, that kudos to them for getting something out pretty fast. But you know, all of us have bought cases, and let's say we go ahead and we buy that. I know one of the things that Ian shared with me when he first got the controller was there's no case, there's no pouch. It's just, you know, it's just there. It's just absolutely positively there. So you know, well, the whole thing, you know, and I think Bill's really touched a great point here. Okay, this not being able to use the 20% off, and Harry talked about it too. That's something of a concern. You know, they get us to spend $50 on DJI Select coupons for the year. You want to use the coupon. Here's a great accessory to use a coupon on. No, you can't use it. Okay, it's just, you know, it's just like, and I think Bill put it right, and I really like. He said DJI Select. It's DJI selects what they want to use the coupon, let you use the coupon for. I kind of paraphrasing Bill, but I think he's right. I mean, it's DJI Select. Okay, I can go on and on and on about that. One of the other topics that I wanted to spend a few minutes on tonight is DJI and their fraud investigation, and you know what, it's like $150 million loss. And you know, it's starting to get a lot of attention here now because the news services are carrying it. And I know Ron Brown, pointed it out today. I was on a chat with him and Bill, and when major news services are starting to get a hold of this stuff, it's pretty interesting. Now, I'm going to read parts of an article. Now, this is from Reuters, and Reuters is a big news corporation, and it's real interesting. It said on Monday it offered some more details about the case, pinning the blame on staff for inflating cost of parts. It also said in a statement did not incur a full year loss in 2018. I'm going to read a little more here. According to an internal notice which began circulating on Chinese social media on Friday, during an overhaul of management procedures, DJI discovered that employees in several parts of its supply chain engaged in corrupt behavior that caused prices to rise on an average of 20%. Reuters was unable to independently verify the contents of the document, which also said the company fired 45 individuals, most of whom are in research and development as well as procurement. There's been a spat of cases in recent months in which Chinese tech companies have fired employees citing corruption. Okay. According to DJI, the dismissed individuals had primarily engaged in fraud, profiteering, or violating information security regulation. Okay. That is, there's a lot to this here, guys. There really is. Wonder if prices will go down. Joe, and Mitch, you're right. While $150 million seems like a lot of money, it's not really a lot of money, guys, to them. I mean, I saw their listed assets and how many $1 billion that they're worth. I think they're worth, 10. That number pops in. So it's like prices go up to make up the difference. Chris, you're probably right. That's probably what's going to happen. Is they're probably going to jack up. I mean, they inflated these 20%. So it's like, okay, well, oh, we're going to boycott DJI. Well, they're the number 1 drone manufacturer in the world. Okay. They're the Ma Bell. They're the AT&T. They're the monopoly as far as drones are concerned. I mean, Autel has made some great inroads, and I hope they continue to do so. But there's nobody else out there to challenge them. And I mean, this is pretty big. I mean, can you imagine what happened to them, those employees over in China? Okay. Who knows? Who knows their justice system over there and how all that handles. But I mean, they were making a lot of money over there and they ended up getting caught. They probably got a little too greedy. But anyway, $150 million is still a lot of money. I'm not gonna make light of that. But Cardoso, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. I'm not going to make light of the fact that $150 million isn't a lot of money, but it is. It really is. But one of the things that we need to remember regarding that is that, these prices were inflated by 20%. Okay. Now, whether these were spare parts, accessories, there really isn't a lot of specifics because we're just getting, we're getting things probably secondhand and, DJI spoon feeding this information to us. You're right, Ethan. It would be a great opportunity for Autel, Parrot and Unique to release a new product. I heard rumors that Autel's going to be coming out with something later this year. That's one of the things that they had talked about. I watched Rick Smith's video on that. And, he did a great interview with both of them, but Autel is also going to be hitting the commercial sector. I think you're going to see, Parrot do the same. They're going to be focusing on commercial. They're a financial mess right now, but commercial is making them money. So I think that's what they're going to focus on. So, right now, the only other player, real semi-major player is Autel on the scene. And the Evo is a fantastic drone. But it's coming up, it's David and Goliath here, guys, as far as that's concerned. So, as far as we go with that. So, I mean, who knows? One of the other things, I kind of wanted to switch gears here. Okay. Now we're entering the last week of January, and it was about a year ago we saw the Mavic Air came out. All right. It was fantastic. It brought us unbelievable features and a compact size at a great price. you know, it's still a great drone. Floyd Motes, thanks for showing up tonight, Floyd. You know, the Mavic Air is just an app. Joe, thank you very much. Hey, Valerie will get that cup of coffee, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate that. She runs on Starbucks, let me tell you. And when we don't run on Starbucks, Bill has to run to Starbucks. Okay, that's how that works. But thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. You're right, Mel. That's a great drone. You know, it's, you know, to me, the only thing that really, you know, I hope they come out with some quiet props for it. That would be fantastic. You know, but all in all, you know, you think about it. You think about the size. You think about, I know Bill Thomas just shared with me, you know, I asked him, you know, he's going to be going on an anniversary trip. And, you know, I said, what drone are you going to take? He said, Mavic Air. You know, it's that case that even with DJI, they did something right when the case that you get with it. I think that's fantastic. You know, it's just it's a great little drone. It really is. The Mad Hornet flew yesterday. Yes, it is loud as a hornet. I mean, to me, that's the big thing. You know, it's loud as a hornet's nest. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, when I was watching, I forgot how loud it was till I was watching some of Art's videos with his Mavic Air. It is loud. But, you know, all in all, you know, the video it shoots, the capabilities of it, it's just absolutely fantastic. I personally, I absolutely love my time with it from Florida Drone Supply. You know, let me have it for a couple of weeks and put it through its paces, and I was having a blast. I mean, I was using the sensors, and you know how it was so cool. I set it up with my garbage cans. You guys watch the video sometime. I mean, absolutely. I mean, it really, you know, I was heading toward the garbage can and you watch it automatically go up and over or go to the side. And I tried going to both garbage cans. It avoided one and then it went over another one. I was just having a blast with it. So, but yeah, it was about a year ago at this time that it came out. Well, yeah, the 23rd. In fact, today's the end of happy birthday, Mavic Air. Let's get a cake and blow out a candle. I forgot the cake. I should have had a cake tonight, guys. I'm sorry about that. For the Mavic Air, it's a Mavic Air's birthday. But yeah, it's still a great drone, and it's still one that's going to be viable. You know, are they going to do a Mavic Air Pro? I don't know. I hope what they do with the Mavic Air, you know, they put on better ESCs and quieter props. Please, 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 quieter props. Yeah, it drives me nuts. And hopefully a little bit more runtime too, because those batteries really, in essence, you probably get about, realistically speaking, I was getting 18 minutes on it. If I pushed it, I could probably get about 20. But, you know, by then it was beeping like crazy and had to come home and all that stuff. So, but yeah, happy birthday, Mavic Air. It's a year old today, and that was one of the ones, the FCC Grant ID. That's when I started cluing in on the FCC Grant ID database. Was they went ahead, no cake, Bill. We're still eating cake from Judy's party on Sunday. Sorry, Lloyd. That was one of the drones that I first was clued in on the FCC Grant ID database, and you know they released the FCC Grant ID on the 23rd last year. I mean, it was exactly a year ago. So, oh, and speaking of birthdays, okay, it is my beautiful stepdaughter's birthday today. You know, she has the best heart of gold like my wife does. Okay, so happy birthday, Jessica. I know you're probably not watching, but I'm going to say it anyway. Happy birthday, Jessica. So, yes, yeah, you're right, Samantha. OcuSync 2.0 is needed. You know, I think, and from what I heard, and maybe Bill Thomas can kind of help me out with this here. I'm not sure if some of you other guys. From what I heard, it's not when OcuSync came out, OcuSync 2.0 came out. I think the board and the components for that were bigger than the size of the Mavic Air. So yeah. Bill's right. You increase the cost $300 to $400. You're right. Bill's right on that. You know, that price is going to really jump up. So they probably want to keep the price point down in that. So I think that's why they're just going to keep with that same transmission system. Bill brought up a good point about that. We've talked about that before too. And one of the other things, and I know this is one of Bill's favorite subjects, okay, Spark Pro, okay. He's predicting that a Spark Pro is going to come out this year. And I would not doubt Bill at all about this. The Spark sells incredibly well. I mean, it's lowest price point. It sold like crazy over the holidays at that incredible price point. Spark Pro, that's right, Bill. It sold like crazy. And I got to tell you, I have a Mavic Air group. I have a Mavic 2 group on Facebook. I have a Spark group on Facebook. That Spark group, I get anywhere from 25 to 30 people join it each day. I mean, it's just like very close. It's about 2,500 right now. Started out from scratch. Started out from 1 or 2. I mean, and it's just mushroom. The other ones are growing too. The Mavic Air is growing, and the Mavic 2 group is growing. But this one, the Spark group that I have, it's just bursting at the seams. Everybody loves it. Great postings on there. And one of the things, if you guys haven't ever checked them out, I do have my links in the description for these groups. But one of the things and I have some great mods on there, okay? And there's a lot of the, I believe Bill Thomas is mods on it, and I know Steve Carpenter's a mod on it too as well. One of the things, these groups are very clean in terms of, as far as, there's spam isn't on there. And, I got a lot of flack from some of these people, and they were gone in a heartbeat, flying 800 feet and posting videos and, flying way beyond line of sight and posting videos. No. We keep things above board, and people really like that. So these are great groups, and it's safe. There's no harassment in these groups. That's one of the things I won't stand for, and I state that real clearly, because if I catch it, or if any of the other admins catch it, boom, you're gone. There's no, I want people to feel comfortable and come in and feel like it's a safe place and a safe environment. And, that kind of goes back to me, like what Heath did for me. He made me feel safe in that group. I was a total newbie, and he made me feel safe. And, if that's one thing that I want to continue to do, is with these groups, is to do that. So, okay, anyway, Spark 2, okay, why not, and of course, 4K, probably better runtime, and I know, they'll probably have a Spark Pro and a Spark Advanced. That's what Bill's telling me. Still at a great price point. Now, it's still going to use the Wi-Fi, because again, like Bill said, that keeps the cost down. That you guys have to, DJI wants this to be their price leader. Okay. Now, one of the other things that I think you can see this year, and I know Bill and Ron and I have talked about this, is a Tello 2, an update to the Tello. Now, I absolutely loved my Tello. It was fantastic. It is a very cool little drone. If you enjoy it for what the capabilities are of it, it's fantastic. Okay. Cardasso. If you enjoy, the capabilities for what it's worth, it's a fantastic drone. It really is. Cliff Totten, welcome. I just saw that you're on here. How are you, my friend? I think the Spark 2 and Mavic 2 will be stuck in Wi-Fi because OcuSync requires way more transmission power and cooling than Wi-Fi does. Thank you, Cliff. Cliff, I'm glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. You guys got to go back and watch those episodes that I did with Cliff. Cliff is just the expert on cameras. Cliff, your knowledge about cameras just blew me out of the water. It was just, it just blew me out of the water, Cliff. And you know what? I'm getting to the point that I can start to have guests. I think I figured out a way to do that right now. And I'm going to definitely have you back on. We got a lot to talk about. So definitely, you're on the list here, Cliff. So I'll ping you sometime, and we'll get it set up and get you on here, because there's a lot of great things to talk about as far as this is concerned. And of course, the other thing, the other two drones that everybody's talking about is the Phantom 5 and Inspire 3. And it's pretty much a lock from what everybody's saying, that they're going to go out to do it again in LA like they did with the Inspire 2 and the Phantom 4 Pro. It really sounds like that. And get some zeros with that checkbook. have a lot of zeros in your account there, folks. Especially for that new Inspire. I've heard it's going to be a little smaller than the current Inspire. That's all I'm hearing on that. I'm hearing that there'll probably be two models of the Phantom 4. There'll be like an advanced in the Pro, of course, and the Pro will have the interchangeable lenses. As far as looks are concerned, everything, there's all kind of speculation on that, and I haven't seen anything recently on that. It's been kind of quiet, but it's like all of a sudden, boom, a picture gets out or a word gets out, and then next thing you know, there's an event scheduled from DJI. So I don't know, guys. It's gonna be a great year. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm excited. I'm excited for what we're gonna see this year from DJI. I think it's gonna be we're gonna experience some great things. It's that Spark 2 or Spark Pro and Advanced that Bill's talking about. We're gonna see that. Probably an upgrade to the Mavic Air, probably with new ESCs, maybe a little bit better battery life, and definitely quieter props. But as it is, the Mavic Air is still a great drone. It really is. The Phantom 5, the Inspire 3, it's gonna be a busy year for DJI. Very, very busy year. One of the things that I heard is I read something about cycles for DJI, and as far as their profits are concerned, and as far as new releases are concerned, and their timing of things. And I think from what I read, they're except for that slip up last summer with the Mavic 2, they're normally on track and on point. And when they do their releases, these releases are not only geared around enough product availability, but they're also geared in terms of timing from the previous release, because they don't want to step, like you notice the gap in time, it was at least 6 months. It was more like 8 months to be specific, from January to August, when they announced the Mavic Air, and then the Mavic 2 comes out, that's a big gap. And then boy, oh boy, I tell you what, from August to the end of the year, we had the Mavic 2 Pro, Zoom, Enterprise, we had the Dual come out. We had the Osmo Pocket come out. We had the the end of the year. I'll just include, and then, everybody was talking about the smart controller coming out at CES, which it did. So, I mean, they time these things, okay? It's timed really, really well. So, as far as that's concerned, I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. One of the things, I want to thank everybody again for showing up tonight. Really appreciate you guys. Want to thank my wonderful moderators. I know Bill, Rick, kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for my wife jumping in on the chat and engaging as well tonight. That was fantastic. I really appreciate that. Got a lot of great things going on. Again, definitely want to check out that video, the tribute video that we did to Heath Lawrence. Definitely do, if you are able to, give to the GoFundMe for him. His wife and family definitely could use that. Also, remember Jim Crinan as well. Jim's a great guy. I can't say enough nice things about him. He gave me a most wonderful note after the show last week. And Jim, we're thinking of you. We're praying for you. We're pulling for you. We're one. This drone community is one. We don't make any pretense about that. We like you, Jim. You're an integral part of this, and we wish you all the best at all, sincerely. And God bless Art. He's enjoying his Mavic Air. You guys may, and the new case for his Phantom 3. I know he's got the Phantom 3. He's got a Phantom 3 Advanced now. You guys made this possible for him. Thank you all so much. I can't thank you guys enough. You know, we talked about the release of the smart controller, and it's being sold out already in the United States. We also talked about, you know, DJI and their $150 million loss from fraud. You know, we talked about the Spark Pro. We talked about the Mavic Air. It's the Mavic Air's birthday today. We also talked about Phantom 5, Inspire 3. You know, there's a lot of great things coming up this year as far as that's concerned. So I want to thank all of you for your support. You guys continue to drive me to do good content. Got some great things coming out later this week, so be watching for that. It's been crazy at work. I usually will crank out some more content. So thank you, my beautiful wife, about Lloyd posting that link. So guys, check out those links. Please do that. Also tomorrow night, Coast to Coast Drones, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Bucket List Boys, don't miss it. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow night, so be looking for that. I absolutely, guys need to check that out. We have a blast. I love being on with Bill and Ron. These guys are awesome. Okay, I can't say enough great things about these guys. You need to check out Ron's channel as well. Ron does some fantastic videos. He is full on with the Xeno right now, and you know, it's getting there slowly but surely. It's going to be a great drone, but there's a lot of growing pains with it. So definitely want to check that out. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a great part of the channel. You know, what can I say? I've had a crazy couple of weeks, a crazy month at work. You know, finally it's going to kind of wind down a little bit this Friday because I have a couple things going into production. Yay. But then I heard things are cranking up for next month already. So job security, guys. I absolutely love it. But Rich, thank you so much. Again, want to thank everybody, each and every one of you for showing up tonight. It was a great show. Definitely make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Can't thank you guys enough. Remember, it's a great day to fly. See you guys next week.